Afternoon, my friends. And we are on Sunday, the 9th of July. Oh, my goodness. July is already racing past. You know what I hate about living in Canada is that when the summer's over, we just seem to fall into fall, and then before we know it, it's winter. And I guess, the seasons here in Canada are so different from one to the other. And I do like most of them, but I do confess I do not look forward to the winter. So I am planning on escaping again this winter, and we'll see how that goes. So, my name is Melanie Miller, and I've been at Tupperware now for 16 years. And each day I try to show you something that you could do in your home, which is going to save you time, save you money, eat. Ensure that you're eating well and be a solution to pollution. And so that is my aim each day when I do my live at fives. Now, I some days I'm not going to cook, some days I'm going to come and talk to you about a product, and some days I'm going to do a lot of cooking. But what I'm going to do is try and tell you each time what is happening. So good afternoon, Karen and Tammy. Hi, Sin Sin from down in Houston. Happy Sunday. It's too hot for the pool today. Oh my goodness. It's just about perfect here for the pool today. If I had a pool, I don't have a pool. So I'm sure there are lots of kids in my neighborhood who are loving the fact that it's quite warm today and good for the pool. Okay, so today I'm going to use one of my favorite pieces of equipment. And in fact, when people ask me, what is your favorite Tupperware? I always say the Tupperware stack cooker. And why do I say that? Because this is the thing that taught me how to cook. Before I joined Tupperware, I could not put together a meal that was tasty every time. I was a bit hit and miss. And often the meals I cooked were pre-prepared, and it was just a question of taking the lasagna out of the packet and putting it in the oven. So when I got to Tupperware and I discovered that actually I needed to be able to cook to show other people what to do, that is when I started on my journey with this lovely item. So it comes in 3 levels. And today we are going to cook rice in the bottom level. Now I've put 3/4 of a cup of a rice in there because usually I put a cup in and then I end up wasting some. So I'm just going to cook 3/4 of a cup and see how that goes. And because it's rice, you have to cook it with water, don't you? So I have some water here ready, and we are going to put in double the amount of water to the amount of rice. So that's in. And then the only other thing I have to do to my rice is add a bit of salt. So that's really hard to make, isn't it? And you know what's fantastic about the stack cooker is it makes it the same every single time. So I love that because I used to put rice on the stovetop. I'd boil off the water before I put the rice in, or sometimes I'd forget totally, and then the water would boil out and the rice would get stuck to the bottom. I don't know if anybody else out there is picturing this happening to them because it happened to me. But now I can cook my rice. We also have a rice cooker, which is absolutely brilliant if you don't want to cook your whole meal in the microwave. And you can use the rice cooker. In fact, I'll just show it to you quickly now. This is our rice cooker. You can cook at least 2 cups of rice in here at a time. It has a little lid here with holes in. The holes are there so that when it boils up, the water sits on the base here. If it boils up even more, it comes out of the holes which are at the side of the lid, and then it just goes back into the rice. And It is so easy to use, and I can guarantee you that every time you use it, your rice will come out perfect. And that's my sort of cooking, where I don't have to worry whether it's going to work this time. It always works. So this is another way to make rice with Tupperware. Okay, but today I'm going to use my stack cooker, and in the middle section of my stack cooker, I'm actually going to cook my chicken. But first of all, I'm going to prepare my onions, and I'm going to put some peppers in as well, and we're going to chop those up and put them in here and do a bit of pre-cooking before we cook the whole meal. So I have my onions here in my supersonic chopper, I should say. I'm going to remind you always, always, always to separate the pieces of your supersonic so you never end up with mold. So we're going to chop up our onion. And I'm actually going to add into here now some pepper. And I have got some red pepper to put in. Of course, I keep my peppers in my fridge smart. So I just got these straight out of the fridge. They're firm and fresh, and I don't have any worries about putting my fingers through them when I get them out of the container. So I'm going to put a half of a red pepper in here. And I'm also going to put in, oh, and guess who's arrived, folks? My little friend has arrived because he loves peppers. Actually, there's not many vegetables that he doesn't love. So I'll give him a little piece. Okay, Mr. Killian. There's a piece of pepper for you. He's taking it away. Okay, so now I'm going to chop up the peppers and put them in too. You always cook too much. Yes, and that's what I'm realizing. I mean, I always make too much rice and I end up throwing it away because the next day I make something else. So that's a new thing. I said, okay, let's try 3/4 cup of rice and see how that goes. Okay, so I've got my peppers and my onion, and actually I'm gonna put into here a little bit of curry powder. I'm gonna use some a sauce for the butter chicken. I haven't got to the stage yet where I'm making my own, but I would like to do that. I know that butter chicken, when you make your own sauce, is much better. So I've got that. I'm also going to put in a little bit of ginger because I don't have any fresh ginger at the moment. So we'll put in a little bit of ginger. We'll mix these up together. So I'm going to put this mixture in the middle section of my stack cooker. So the smells delicious. I love the smell of curry. Okay, so I'm going to put these in here. And the beauty of the stack cooker is it reproduces stuff the same every time, and you can cook things together. So today I'm going to cook my rice and my chicken together, and they will come together at the same time. Okay, I would like to now put in a little bit of oil, and I only have a little bit left in here, and a little touch of salt. And I am going to put this into the microwave now. There's my mixture there. I'm going to put it into the microwave now to pre-cook for 3 minutes at 80% power. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'm going to make the sauce to go with it. So my sauce is just going to consist of some coconut milk and some Thai red curry paste. So I'm going to use my Tupperware can opener. Just pull the top off. Now these edges, both the lid and the top of the can, are no longer dangerous to man or animal. I'm going to pour it in here. Now this actually is light coconut milk. It still tastes really good. And I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of my curry paste. One. And of course, I have a little bit of curry flavoring going on already with my onions and peppers, but not like a whole lot. How many spice shakers do you have? You have about 7. Okay, I'm going to show you my spice shaker drawer, Cindy, and then you're going to see. I can tell you exactly how many I have. Okay, so there's my liquid sauce all up together. And I'm just going to turn you around a little bit so that I can see what's happening on the screen and take you around here. Okay, so I'm going to take the camera off here for a second because I want to show you my spice drawer. So this, am I showing it? Yes. Not very well though. This is my spice drawer. So I have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 rows of 9 spices. So I have 36 altogether. But I know some people have a lot more than me. But what I can tell you is the spices that I have, I use them all. So I guess that's good, isn't it? So it's just a drawer, and what I have is all of my spices are labeled on the top. So they sit in my drawer, and they're easy to find and super well organized. Hi, Cindy. When you use the stack cooker, you don't have to brown your chicken. No, you don't. Absolutely not. You can cook your chicken from raw, and what is really, really nice is your chicken is so tender. A lot of people say to me, but Melanie, if you cook your chicken in the microwave, doesn't it go rubbery? Absolutely not. So there we go. So I've got my vegetables are sort of partially cooked. Some delicious smells coming off here, guys. And I have my chicken, which is pre-cut in my freezer, mate. I took it out at about 4 o'clock. I did one of my fast defrosts, and on my microwave, I have a program, and so it's now ready to go in here. Pops out nice and easily. And what I like to do is when I pop my chicken out, let's see, it's just popped out like that. When I've popped it out, I like to mix all the veggies that I've pre-cooked around the meat, so it's nicely coated. So no, it doesn't need to be cooked or browned before you use it. And that's true in the Smart Multi-Cooker as well. You can use your chicken raw. Okay, so I've got my chicken in here nicely coated. And okay, did anyone? Hi, Leslie, good to see you. Now, the person that asked me about browning my meat, I'm not sure who it was, because I only saw you as a Facebook user. So if you go to the top of where you're watching and you click, there should be a link there that has BeLive in it. If you click that link, it allows me to see your name. Okay, so I've mixed my chicken up. I've got my coconut milk here ready with flavoring in. All I do now is tip this into here. Now, if you don't want it to be quite so liquid, you can use less coconut milk. You could open your can and maybe use 2/3 of the can and keep the rest for another time. But I know me, if I do that, it'll never get used. So we really like it when it's on the rice. It soaks into the rice and it's Ingrid. Okay, Ingrid. So now all I do is I put the lid on. So I have my rice in the bottom with water, a bit of salt. I've got my sort of partially cooked vegetables with my raw chicken and my butter chicken sauce. And I added a little bit extra curry powder. And I've put peppers in with the onions. Usually I just do onions. You can also add in garlic, but I don't tend to use garlic in my cooking anymore. It's an old age thing. So now I'm ready to cook this. I will put this in the microwave. I'm going to cook it for 25 minutes on high. Now, if I wanted to, I could turn this upside down. I would have had to wash this because it's already been in the microwave with the onions. I could wash this, turn it upside down. Now I could put in here an apple crumble, a fruit sponge, chocolate brownie, anything that I wanted to make for dessert. And none of the smells or tastes from the chicken would come up and contaminate my dessert. Now, I don't tend to do that so much anymore. I prefer to cook this and then cook a brownie. In fact, that's a good idea. I haven't made chocolate brownies for ages. Cook a chocolate brownie either in my vent and serves or in my breakfast maker. So today I'm just going to cook my chicken and rice together, and usually it will be done after about 21 minutes. But I usually cook it a little bit longer just to make sure that my chicken is delicious and tender by the time I come to eat it. So let me go and put it in the microwave. Okay, so I told you that I cook it at 100% power. That's because the technology of a stack cooker is set for you to cook it at 100% power. If I was just using one of those containers, like I cooked the chicken separately, I would always do it at 80% power. So you just get used to how to use it, but I love it, and I make barbecue chicken with vegetables. I make peanut chicken. I make quiche. I make rice pudding. I do lots of bits and pieces in my stack cooker, and probably I would use my stack cooker 2 to 3 times a week. So it's been a great investment for me. And because what it's done is it's given me confidence cooking. And so now I'll pretty much try any sort of cooking. So that's it from me, folks, today. I haven't done a jar today. I'll start my jars again tomorrow. Cindy, I love that you've joined again. Thank you so much. And Ingrid, Leslie, and the other Cindy, so good to see you, and Tammy this afternoon, and Karen. So I invite you to have a great rest of the evening. And I will be putting up the results of the live sale. And should you not have joined my VIP group, yes, please click on the link. You'll find this afternoon I did a live sale, and this evening I'll be putting posts up of everything that's still available. So have a great evening yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. Bye for now.